Hey guys, so like I said, I'm continuing my series of reviews of the Hellraiser series, and today we'll be on the fourth entry, Hellraiser Bloodline. Now this is one that's gotten like a lot of mixed opinions. Some people like this one, some people hate this one, some people think this is actually the start of like the downfall of the series, like from this one on became bad, or some people think this is the last good one. But here's actually an interesting story regarding this one, is that when this movie was being filmed, this was being filmed by a director named Kevin Yeager, who's also a professional makeup artist. This was his feature film debut, but then some problems happened. Like when he was in the middle of making this movie, he filmed like half the movie already, but then there was like some like re-edits, I think some rewrites as well, that were done behind his back, and he didn't really like what was going on, so he quit before the movie was 100% filmed. And so then they got Dan Chappelle, the director of Halloween 6, to come in and finish filming the movie. So he filmed the scenes that weren't filmed, as well as also did some reshoots as well. So there was actually a bunch of stuff that Kevin Yeager, that he filmed that didn't make it into this cut. So like a bunch of stuff he filmed was cut out. However, I do have this bootleg, this work print of Hellraiser Bloodline that I got at a horror convention that shows some of the original footage that he filmed. So this was like, probably the closest thing to his original vision. But however, despite like this cut over here, this is what we got. So, I'm not going to 100% review this one, as I'm going to review this. So, I also want to mention that this is the last Hellraiser movie to be produced by Clive Barker. After this one, we just got like all these straight-to-DVD sequels that he had no involvement in whatsoever. And I think I just dwelled on that enough, so I'm going to get into this. So, this one picks up years after the third movie, and there's actually takes place in like 3 different timelines. There's like a timeline in the past, the present, and the future. So like in this one, we get this origin story of the box. We see how the box was created and how it became the gateway to hell. It was created by this French man who was this toy maker, so he made it to sell and make money, and then the guy he sold it to puts a curse on it, making it the gateway to hell. And so then like basically the toy maker's bloodline basically is cursed for eternity. And so then in present day, like which is set years after the events of the third movie, basically the box is found in this building, which coincidentally is the building that was created by the ancestor who created the box. And so then Pinhead is released from the box, and then he comes up with this master plan to basically manipulate the ancestor of the toy maker and make this even bigger gateway to fulfill the prophecy, as he puts it. But of course the toy maker doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to help Pinhead, and so that's when all hell breaks loose. And then we have this timeline set in the future, which is set in space, and basically this distant ancestor of the toy maker basically opens the box in space and wants to destroy Pinhead, the Cenobites, everything once and for all, like end his family's curse once and for all. And that's basically like, the whole premise of this one. So, my personal opinion on this one, this is actually the last good one in the series. I like this one. I think it's the most underrated one in the series. I think Pinhead is at his most evil in this one. Doug Bradley was very good. I also thought the actor who played the toy maker, like he basically plays all the ancestors, the ancestor from the past, the present, and the future. He was pretty good. I actually thought he actually did a pretty good job. Like, no, this isn't the best one in the series, and mainly its main problem was that the editing was pretty messy, and it was because the story I just said. Like, there was all this re-edits, reshoots that were done, basically. You can see all the stuff on this one. And so it made this one a bit messy. Like, you can tell there was some scenes missing. There was some editing here and there that was a bit messy. But I still like this cut of the movie, though. And personally, I think, like, I like this cut a little more than the work print one. Just a little bit, though. Like, the work print one did have a little bit more character development, a little bit more depth to it. But, like, I still liked this cut, though, despite its problems. Like, I really did like the space scenes. It reminded me of Event Horizon. I also did like some of the practical effects. There were some CGI effects that don't really hold up, though. I really liked how Pinhead had this dog, this hellhound, and I liked how it was done with practical effects, not with CGI, like you see in the Resident Evil movies. Because heck, that hellhound kind of reminded me of those dogs from the Resident Evil movies. I also do like this actually has my favorite Pinhead quote, the "I am pain." So I really liked that quote. Because that's something that Pinhead always really had, is really good quotes. And so, I thought this one was one of the better sequels. It has actually advantages over the third movie. The third one is better overall, but like, the third one had some like corniness to it. This one, on the other hand, was a little more serious. So, it has advantages over the third one, despite the third one's better than this one. And I think that's really all I gotta say. So, my personal opinion, this is actually the last good one, because after this one, the series really went downhill and did not really pick itself up. And that's all I really gotta say. So, that's it for my review of Hellraiser Bloodline. Stay tuned for my review of the fifth movie, as well as the start of this series going right downhill. See you later.